Hey, good day, everyone. Let's talk about instructor development training because I just recently had that question in person out here at the range. So here's kind of what I told them. If you're going to go look for instructor development training, they usually consist of a few things. Modern adult learning, which is kind of dumb in my aspect. We'll touch on that in a minute. Preparation and delivery, which morphs with the modern adult learning. Development of training aids, PowerPoints, death by PowerPoint more so, in other ways. Coaching methodologies, we'll talk about that one. And then proper handling, which you guys are instructors, so if you're doing instructor development, you should have that down already. So, but we're going to get into that one too. And effective and efficient combat marksmanship techniques. That is some of the stuff you'll see. You'll see some low light as well, amongst barricade and different stuff like that. But let's just go to a basic instructor development. I'm not sure if I really like that word. It's more of continual learning or train the trainer. But where a lot of these classes I think go wrong is it's one guy up there teaching everybody else. And when they get to the range portion, they expend anywhere from 750 to 1,000 rounds. I don't really think that many rounds is really necessary. You guys are instructors. You guys should be well above par. So running that many rounds, I think is a waste. But where instructor development courses, I think, lacks a little bit. I've had a few, not everybody's, but I'm going to group everybody in the same thing a little bit, is train the trainers. You as the student should be up there teaching these classes. Shouldn't be some master, lead, or whatever they want to call themselves up there teaching. You should be up there teaching, and the other students in the class should be critical of you. They should be giving you pointers, asking you questions, or this could be done better, or that could be done better, or that's not so good, or whatever the case may be. If you take a good general instructor course, that's exactly how they're taught. You as in the students will be teaching primarily most of the class, and that's what instructor development should be. They should be teaching, and the other instructors in the class should be giving buildable feedback on it, and that's how you guys are going to learn. But let's talk about modern adult learning. Pretty simple. There's 4 ways, and that's how I see it. They hear things and they learn. Some people can hear it and grasp the idea and learn it. Some people need to see it and learn it. Some people need to actually do it, practical, and learn it. And there are people that take all of it, all 3 of them. I prefer to do all 3 myself. Do I need all 3? No, but I prefer it that way. Adult learning is not all that difficult. One thing I can tell you, to learn modern adult learning and take all that bullshit out of it, is know your class. You know what they are. They're either newbies or experienced people. You know what they are, and pick the lowest person in your class and start right there. The other thing I can tell you about modern adult learning, for lack of a better word, don't use big words. Use plain English. Hey, some people can hear it and learn it, whether it be on a video, whether it be, because I listen to videos but don't see them, so you can learn that way too. They can read it in a piece of paper, or they can be demonstrated by seeing. They can see it and do it. But as an instructor, you should be demonstrating everything you do, because that's going to give you more credibility to them. But taking somebody's instructor development class because they have a big name behind them isn't really going to do much of squat for you. Just puts a name behind you. Really ain't going to mean anything if you can't teach it. But on the adult learning, know your students and tailor it to them. Your way as an instructor, let's talk about preparation and delivery first. You as an instructor are not the holy grail of firearms. Your way is not the only way. Your way is just a way. You have a way to do it, next guy has another way to do it, and so forth down the line. I can take probably 5 different shooters and get 3 different ways they do it and achieve the same point the way I do it. So if they're achieving what the drill is supposed to be, and it's a little weird to you because their stance is weird, their grip is a little out of whack, and they're achieving it, leave them the hell alone. You can try to correct them, but if it gets worse, leave them alone, because that's how you're going to actually get more people. When you take these instructor development courses, what most people are doing is they want that name behind them so it draws people for money. Point blank, firearms instruction is basically built on frickin' money. That's all it is. Or they wouldn't be charging $700-800 a person for these development courses, because you know you're going to pay to put that guy's name behind you, and it's going to draw people to you. Doesn't really mean anything. It's just a name that you took instruction from. You could do the same damn thing looking at YouTube, looking at wherever you buy a DVD, who cares? As long as you can absorb the information and transfer it to somebody else in the same way or your way, you're going to be good. The certifications just mean you took something and passed at a minimal standard. Doesn't mean you're the best of the class. Just means a minimal standard was met and you did it. That's all it is. But going back to development of training aids and delivery, be humble. Don't get on a soapbox. Don't tell war stories unless they physically or verbally or mentally, whatever you want to call it, fit the class. Don't tell something just to put yourself on a soapbox. I did this, I did that, and whatever. If it doesn't have any value to the class or that student, leave it out of there. War stories are kind of stupid and boring, and they take away from you. You'll lose credibility over useless war stories. Training aids, you should be up there instead of just plastic. Use plastic guns. I do because it's safer, of course. But when you go to live fire, demonstrate all your stuff. You are the biggest training aid out of everything. So if you just go out there and demonstrate everything, who cares if you're perfect or not? That's not the point. Do that. Coaching, you need to talk to people like they're people. Don't belittle them. Don't bring them down, but correct them. Give you an example on one. This happened to be a video chat though. Somebody said I was wrong, or was I calling them wrong if they don't take their gun apart when they buy it? So you buy a brand new gun, you don't take it apart, clean it, and re-oil it. So basically I was calling him wrong. The answer is technically yes. And that's what I told him. Yes, if you go look at the Smith & Wesson, I think it was the FPC manual, look at page 45 or 47, somewhere in there, and look at the cleaning. It tells you first and foremost, before you use the gun, no live fire, strip the gun down, clean it, take the preservatives out of it, and re-oil it properly before any usage. So yeah, you would be wrong. You don't need to belittle them. Just say, yeah, you are wrong. According to the owner's manual, here's what it says. Same thing in the classes. If they're wrong and you know they're wrong, they want to argue, just explain it to them. Don't say they're wrong, but justify why they're wrong. You need to say exactly why they are wrong and give it to them in layman terms and lay it out. Sometimes it might take you 2-3 minutes, but it has to, and you're going to gain so much credibility from the students. Proper handling and operation of a variety of handgun types. This is an interesting one. I didn't bring them today for this because I didn't expect to do this little video. Your instructor should be able to shoot, or you as an instructor should be able to shoot handguns, whether they be revolvers, 1911s, or your standard Glock or Smith & Wesson XD striker fires. They should be able to shoot them and be knowledgeable about them, at least from a basic standpoint. Turn them apart. Because if they're in the class, they're having an issue, you need to be able to take it apart. I'm not saying to have all the tools there, because 1911s take a special tool for the crown there sometimes. So just be able to take some stuff, basic stuff, so you can help out your students. It'll lend a lot of credibility to you. So, and that would include rifles too. If you're teaching a rifle class, be able to use the same thing, whether it's a pistol carbine or the regular carbines, the 223, 300 blackouts, 9 mils, whatever the case may be. Be knowledgeable of them, so if something happens, at least you have some credibility of being able to fix it. Efficient and effective combat marksmanship techniques. That to me is the way I cut that down to layman terms, is putting the rounds where you need to when it happens. Basically, quick out and put them down there really fast. That's what you need to do. And that's what you need to teach them, and you need to teach them why that is. Show them. There's different drills out there that you can do it. I'll give you an example. I don't have people here to do it, or I'd explain it. Is if you take two people side by side from a holstered position, providing they are safe enough and you're comfortable enough with it, have each one draw on a buzzer. Tell them, threat. Have them draw, shoot. And you'll see real quick how slow they are. You can actually reverse that drill a little bit. Have one out to the ready position, one holstered. Tell them to shoot. And they're gonna see why it is so important to be as quick as you can out. You can't take your range training, because a lot of range training will get you killed, because you go out, you take all your time to get out here, there's your sights, line it up, boom. In the real world, if something's going down, you don't have that time, you have to be quick. And this helps explain it to them. So when you're doing instructor development stuff, continue to learn on your own. You don't have to take all these other courses. You don't even have to go spend 800 rounds in a course. To me, that's why I don't really take a lot of them, because I think that's ridiculous. But they have their reasons, and that's fine. I have my reasons, and that's fine. I'm no better than they are. They just run a different way. I might do some instructor development courses in the future, but if I do, because I've had some askings about them, you're going to run them, not me. I'm going to start it, but you're going to do a lot of it. And that's the way it should be, because when I get new instructors that come out and help me, I kind of let them do it, and I watch what they're doing to see how they do it. That's how they learn. They don't learn from just standing back and looking. They learn by getting their feet wet. And that's the way these instructor development courses should be. You should be the one teaching it. But we're going to stop right there, because some of these places, let me talk about this one real quick. Some of these places will have courses that are basic, like a number 2, and they'll have a third one. A lot of times they'll be basic, advanced, and master. The only difference between that stuff is you have to take this one, the basic, to get to their advanced. That advanced one might be about low light and barricade. That's about it. Another 500 to 800 rounds. Then you get to their advanced one, which will be just a little bit more than that. Could be multiple targets. It's the same bullshit, just different drills. And you're spending 2,500 to 3,000 rounds for what? They're making plenty of money off of you. So you as an instructor, if you want to do continual learning like I do, there's many ways to do it that virtually don't cost you nothing. And it's not about the paper behind you. Sometimes it is, depending on what and where you're teaching. Yes, that is true. But if you're out there gathering customers through various social media outlets, it's about credibility. And if you show it on the range, that word of mouth will go a lot farther than that stupid piece of paper behind your name with somebody else's name on it. Because those other places, should something go down, probably, I'm going to say it from my point of view, I don't expect too much help from them. Because if I don't teach exactly what they put in their syllabus, they're not going to back you. You're on your own. Because things do change. You know how the old adage, one tells a story, and by the time it gets around to you, it's changed quite a bit. Same way in this instructor training. If you ain't teaching exactly how they told you, they're not going to back you. So what good is an $800 piece of paper, $1,000 piece of paper? The only course I've seen that I think would be of value like that would be the Masada Yub, his deadly force training. That would be well worth every cent. Any other course outside of that, nope, it's just what you want. So let me know what you guys think in the bottom of this. Sorry about being a little long-winded, but that's how I see some of these instructor development courses. They're built on money. I'm gonna go ahead and say it my way. It's not really built on developing you, because a lot of the stuff is very basic, and if you go search for it, you can do this on your own too and save a ton of money and ammo. You guys have a good day. Go shoot, because I am.